ドジャースの山本由伸投手が敵地サンフランシスコでのジャイアンツ戦に今季19度目の先発登板を果たしました。7回を投げ切り、91球で被安打3、奪三振7、四死球2、無失点の快投を披露。防御率は 2.77 から 2.59 へ改善し、前回登板の雪辱を果たしました。チームは深い位置からタナー・スコットが同点のツーランを許しましたが、延長11回に3点を奪って勝ち越し、前半戦最終戦を白星で締めくくりました。雲一つないサンフランシスコの昼下がり、山本は圧巻の投球を披露。7回まで相手に三塁を踏ませず、一切の隙を見せませんでした。武器となったのは代名詞ともいえるスプリット。この日はより積極的にストライクゾーン内で勝負し、91球中3割に当たる27球がスプリット。そのうち19球で相手打者にスイングを誘いました。低めに落ちるスプリットは見逃されることも多いですが、ゾーン内に集めることで打者にバットを出させ、21個のアウトのうち実に12個をスプリットで奪いました。現地実況も、この見事な投球に大興奮。この模様を日本語字幕付きでお届けします。
Decide this series. You have a pair of all-stars clashing on this Sunday, one on each side. It's Robbie Ray for the home club and Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers.
Absolutely. Two of the best four-seam fastballs in all of baseball. Yamamoto hitters are only hitting a $196 off of his four-seamer. He's got a lot of big arsenal and also the split finger off of that. Coming off a tough outing in Milwaukee.
Well, of course, we have an exciting matchup today with two all-star pitchers. Robbie Ray, of course, for the Giants. Yoshinobu for Yamamoto for the Dodgers. And with these two guys, I was talking to Dave Roberts specifically about Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and he was saying the key for him in this one is just to get back on track to being the guy that we've been seeing this year. He is coming off of what's fair to say his worst start of his career, not being able to get through one inning of work in Milwaukee. The pitch count got up. They were able to get to him in different ways. So for Yoshinobu today, Dave Roberts was saying the focus is being aggressive from first pitch, not allowing himself to ease into this one. He does, of course, have the full support of the bullpen because it is the final game of the first half of the season before the All-Star break, but he wants to see him to be able to eat through some innings and be aggressive from the start.
Let's take a look at Yamamoto's arsenal and what he's going to be throwing at the Giants this afternoon.
Yeah, he has 7 pitches, uses about 6 of them. The four-seam split combo is elite. One of the best run save values of four-seamers so far in the first half. He's got a curveball, really, really big vertical curveball, cutter, sinker, slider, and he does have a sweeper, but he doesn't use it very often.
Waiting on a 1-1 from Yamamoto. Here it is. Chopped on the ground to first, and Freddie's going to pick it up and play it himself. Well, when Yoshinobu Yamamoto is going right, you're going to see strikeouts, you're going to see swing and miss, and if the ball's in play, it's going to be on the ground. Each of the first 2 outs, ground outs.
Yeah, it's one of those things you don't see very often where they strike a bunch of batters out and then also get a bunch of grounders. Really special mix.
Sword and strike 2.
You see the movement on that curveball, and this is a hot hitter right there. He's a little bit upset at himself right there, but that is some kind of curveball built different.
And Yamamoto puts him away with a filthy splitter to complete a 1-2-3 first inning of his own. Zeros put up by Ray and Yamamoto. The Dodger offense back to work next.
We know that Yoshinobu has been off to a great start. How do you want to see your offense find ways to get to him moving forward?
Yeah, we got to make him throw some pitches, get the ball up. As you saw in that last at bat with Willie, the split in the dirt's not the one we need to, but it looks like a fastball at the knees, so we need to, have a little better approach to get him up in the zone.
When it comes to starting pitchers in between their starts, you often find them finding different ways to kind of keep their bodies in sync and work on their shoulder, elbow, keeping the pressure off of that. For Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he leans on javelin throwing. It's something that was introduced to him in his first year of the NPB. And honestly, when he started it, he received a lot of backlash because people thought it would blow out his arm or blow out his shoulder. He was introduced to it by Yada Sensei, who actually has come over to the Dodgers with him when he came to the U.S. But it's been the best thing for him. He does it about twice a week in between starts. It's something that allows him to understand where his body is, how he's shifting his weight, his mechanics, so it keeps him in sync. And whenever he's looking to check back in, similar as to what he was doing coming off of his start in Milwaukee, in which it was his shortest start of his career, it gets him in line and it really takes the pressure off of his shoulder and his elbow. So he has now created customized javelins for him. They are Dodger blue, and he absolutely loves it in between starts because it just allows him to understand where he is every single day, guys.
Wow, Kirsten, thank you so much. And that is so impressive. You can imagine the release you get from the shoulder, the scap, the flexibility that Yamamoto has. Incredible.
Schmidt to right field. It'll hang up for Teoscar Hernandez.
And I never pitched, Steven, but I definitely appreciate the kind of shoulder mobility and all the crazy things that these pitchers are able to do with their arms. And honestly, watching him throw the javelin is just kind of tickles the brain a little bit. It feels really good on the arm, huh?
And now behind in the count. He squares it back up with a good curve.
Yeah, that curveball, you can really see the metrics on it are plus 7.5 inches more than the league average. And just watch the bite of this from the top of the zone to the bottom. Just an absolute perfect pitch.
On a 2-2, Ramos watches strike three. Third punch out for Yamamoto. 2 gone in the third.
And right here, just take a look. Freezes him with the split. And this is one of the ones you want to get. You want to see it up. Ramos a little bit fooled by it because most of them are strike to ball, checks up, and that's oppressive within the strike zone.
Dave, Yoshinobu, you told us ahead of the game you wanted him to be aggressive from the first pitch. How pleased have you been with what he's been able to do so far?
Yeah, you know what, I think he has. I think that he's using his entire pitch mix. I think Will's doing a great job with the fingers. I think he's attacking. And, you know, it's the last game of the first half, so you can see guys on both sides being a little hyper-aggressive right now. And right there with Freddie, we got a big hit from Freddie. So I think actually the last couple of days he's swinging the bat better, hasn't got a lot of results. But I know he's going to feel a little bit better that that ball hits some outfield grass.
Well, you heard Kirsten Watson chatting with Dave Roberts on her, and he echoed the sentiment he shared with us in our pregame meeting. He didn't want Yamamoto to ease into the game. He wanted to dictate from the jump, and that's something that he and the Dodgers staff have been wanting to see more of this season for Yamamoto, as he felt perhaps the pressure to go deeper into games, and so he wants to feel his way into it, and you're not being as much on attack as you should be. He definitely got the memo so far today. Strike 2 called at the last moment. Devers was hopping down the line toward a walk.
He's got an argument. That's borderline. That's one of the tougher calls you'll see. And looks like he's going to use a timeout. Take another look right here. And honestly, Yamamoto's been so consistent and everywhere. And look, that's a strike. That's as borderline you can get. Beautiful pitch.
Now to pay things off. Got him swinging.
Comes back with the cutter, and Devers going to go back a little bit frustrated. Bob Melvin doesn't like it. But when they take a look at the tape, it's a strike, and then the cutter, beautiful pitch. Yamamoto's got everything cooking today actually.
Yamamoto will try again and gets him.
6K of the game right here for Yamamoto, and look at this splitty today. It has just been strike for so long, and then just dives out. Beautiful 2-strike pitch, and he's been able to throw it 4-strike, freezing Giants hitters. They haven't been able to figure it out.
Mound visit from Mark Pryor, the Dodger pitching coach, and Will Ireton there to interpret for Yamamoto. Tying run to the plate with Casey Schmidt. And you alluded to it. He's seen Yamamoto relatively well. A grand slam home run off of him in Los Angeles back in June on a splitter. And then his last trip up there, 104-mile-per-hour scorching line drive to center field off a cutter.
So interesting to see what Mark Pryor wants the game plan here. You got a base open. Casey Schmidt sees you well, but Bailey has a hit as well in this game off of Yamamoto. But the healthy hacks from Schmidt and the way he looks like he sees Yamamoto, it feels like this is a dangerous one. You're going to want to nibble here. But maybe Yamamoto attacks. Let's find out.
And Yamamoto's 1-1. Schmidt waves at strike 2. A curveball outside.
Taking a look right here, and Schmidt has been on everything. This is probably the first pitch that really fooled him. Big curveball.
Called strike 3. Schmidt can't believe it, but that ball had a lot of the plate. And Yamamoto strands the 2-out double. He has finished a 7th shutout inning.
Even well, Freddie, how this game went. We knew it was going to be back and forth. The atmosphere has been electric. Can you describe what it's been like playing in this rivalry?
Yeah, it's fun. Obviously, 3 sellouts in a row. This weekend was really fun. A couple of day games. It's kind of fun to play day games. Beautiful days. We knew it was going back and forth, and coming into this series, we weren't playing very good baseball, so kind of glad we played the last couple of games pretty well and got the series win.
You found yourself in a situation where you've now had back-to-back games with extra base hits. Today, a multi-hit game.
Pigs are flying.
Is something ruined for you offensively?
I don't know. I said that about a couple of weeks ago, and then it was a downhill spiral again. So I can't go downhill spiral because we got an all-star break. So maybe something is brewing, and I can hopefully find something throughout the break.
For Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 7 shutout innings. Can you describe what it was like playing behind him?
Yeah, I mean, great first half. He fills up the zone, strike after strike. Someone got to first base and said he never throws one middle, and that's the key. When you can command with the electric stuff, that's what he's doing. What a wonderful first half.
You guys now have a 5.5 game lead in this division. When it comes to finishing off strong this first half, how important was that for this group?
That was big, especially when you lose 7 in a row and, kind of limped toward the end. A lot of our position players got hurt, but we finished off strong, get a few days off, hopefully get some of our big horses in the rotation back in a couple of weeks after that, so things are looking really good for us.
You were voted a starter in the All-Star game. Up next is Atlanta. How special is it not only to be returning home there, but being a part of the All-Star game?
No, it's awesome. You never know when your last All-Star game is going to be, so I try and take in every single one. Blessed to be able to do 9, and for this one to be in Atlanta where I spent 12 wonderful years, I'm really looking forward to it. My family's already out there, so looking forward to the next couple of days there.
Freddie, thank you for everything, and congrats on this win.
Thank you, Kirsten.
If not for Luis Matos, we're talking about this man.
Absolutely. He responded to that outing in Milwaukee, just 2/3. He comes out with some intention here today. Had the splitter working, and you heard from Freddie Freeman and the Giants hitters talking to him at first base. Take a look at this. Everything is either on the corner or it's in the strike zone until the very end. Splitter working late, cutter working late. Schmidt couldn't believe that cutter was a strike, and that just tells you they're not seeing it very well. Yamamoto showed that all-star caliber, exceptional first half that he had, and really just incredible. Look at the outs right there. 12 with the splitter. That's the X factor. It was one of those split finger kind of days.
StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, illustrating Yamamoto's outing. And remember, that splitter was one that the Giants weren't offering at when these two teams met in the middle of June. But a heck of a